Nether is another first-person survival game similar to a DayZ or Infestation, except instead of zombies, it uses creatures called the Nether. The early access to it started around Halloween, and just recently I got a 72-hour guest key in my email, for I guess when I signed up for beta a long time ago. Unfortunately, I only played it for a little bit, but I did do a lot of reading of the forums and reviews, and it pretty much turned out how I thought it would. First, let me start with the positives. The environment and graphics in this game are superb. Finally, someone did a true urban environment without trees everywhere. In games like DayZ and Infestation, there's so much running through boring empty forest, it's ridiculous. Now I know DayZ was a mod that used Arma 2 maps, so they kind of have an excuse. But why would Infestation place you in the middle of nowhere in Colorado? I always wanted one of these games to be in places like Chicago or New York. And Nether finally does something like that. Every building I saw was enterable, and there are very tall buildings with multiple floors. The graphics are dark, gritty, and realistic, which I love. Their city is even based loosely on Chicago according to the website, and that's also where the development team is from. Another cool thing about this game is that it doesn't use zombies. It uses creatures called the Nether, which are like these weird, mutated, demonic-looking things that can sink into the ground and teleport around. They didn't seem to be all over the place either. It took me quite a few minutes before I even heard or ran into one, which helped build suspense. They seem to pop up randomly. Like here, when I'm crossing the road, I look around, I don't see or hear anything, and then all of a sudden I hear one pop up to my right. So I'm like, oh crap, what do I do? So I try to sneak around it. And so I get to this church. I hop in. I didn't notice there's one right in front of me at the other side of the church. He spots me, he lets out this terrifying shriek. So I'm like, okay, can I hide behind this pillar and grass? But nope. I also didn't notice there was another one where I came in from. So now I'm just trying to outrun them. But they could teleport. The controls don't feel too clunky or confusing. It feels pretty solid and fluid like a single player game would, which is a good thing. You can level up your character, things like strength, stamina, guns, melee. Not sure how much of this stuff you can level before you reach the level cap, if there is one. But it probably doesn't matter anyway, since you lose it all when you die, and you're gonna die. The game is early access, so there is a lot unfinished, plus bugs of course. Here are some things I noticed. The server select screen could use a little work. The only options are hide full servers and hide empty servers. It didn't seem to let me sort by server name or players, or have any other filters. When I hit escape to open the options menu, my mouse movement would still move my character view for a second or two. It's kinda weird. There only seems to be 16:9 screen resolutions. I use a 16:10 monitor, so I couldn't use the resolution I normally play at. The beta so far only runs on 64-bit operating systems. It doesn't affect me, but for those of you that do use 32-bit operating systems, you cannot play. Always read the fine print before you buy something. Some buildings can look glitchy from far away, and the anti-aliasing doesn't seem very good. Although I noticed this stuff in a lot of games. And I don't know if it's a player hitbox glitch or invisible walls, but sometimes it won't let me move somewhere. Like here, it won't let me enter this window even though I'm crouching and it looks like I should fit. Or here, where I just want to go down this ramp and it won't let me unless I jump. And the last problem I had was where I had trouble picking up some things. Like here, I'm picking up a bunch of stuff from the store, but then I get to this one pack of cigarettes, and I hold down E, but nothing happens. Then everything in the store respawns. It's kinda weird. And finally, let's talk about the thing that ruins this game and every other game like it, at least for me. And that is PvP. For some reason, all of these online zombie survival games have open world PvP, where if you kill someone, you get to take all of their stuff. They try to say it adds realism, where it makes you question whether you can trust someone or not. The only problem is, being in an online game world is not the same as being in real life. Everyone online is an a-hole, and they will always kill you on sight. Especially when there is no real penalty or consequence. And so what it does to these games is basically make them free-for-all deathmatch games with monsters thrown in. They did add in a new blood meter feature that builds when you kill someone. The more filled your blood meter is, the more nether you will attract to yourself. While it is a step in helping prevent people from mindlessly killing each other, it has a lot of faults. For one, it hurts people who are just defending themselves. For instance, if someone is shooting at me and I manage to turn around and kill them before they kill me, then I will build blood meter and thus punish for just defending myself. It amazes me that still to this day, no open world PvP game can get a karma system just right, even though Ultima Online did it right 16 years ago. There are quote-unquote safe zones in the world where players can shop at. They are supposedly non-PvP areas, and they have anti-nether devices that I guess keep the nether out. However, the nether can attack these areas and destroy those devices. Then it's up to the players to work together, fight back the nether, and repair the devices. Now in theory that sounds cool. It's like a neat little co-op event. But what happens is, when the safe zone is under attack and the devices get damaged, it turns into a PvP zone. So instead of working together and repairing the devices, the players just end up attacking each other. So yeah, it's just stupid. So the game is too PvP based for me to want to buy right now. The game has a lot of potential though. The devs seem to somewhat listen to the players and also seem to be working on adding a lot of new stuff. Just this weekend there was an update which added courier missions, deliver necessary supplies to different safe zones and outposts for large rewards. Which sounds good if the safe zone entrances weren't camped by PKs. There's a new subway network that looks pretty cool. They say generally safer against campers. We'll see about that once the PKs get a look in there. A wing glider which lets you glide in midair. I'm curious to see how that works. They also added a new nether called Golem, which seems like a tanky enemy. Adding nether is always good since that helps add to the PvE side of things. Also in the future, they plan on opening more of the map, because right now it's pretty small. This is the map now, and this is supposedly the rest that they plan on opening down the road. So I hope they can continue updating it the way they are, and open up more parts of the map. And I really want to see some PvE servers or something. Seriously, just try it, why not? Draw up a couple of servers that have PvP turned off. Make it so that the players on the PvE servers cannot bring their characters onto the PvP server. This way there's no cheating by gathering weapons easier on PvE servers and then bringing them to the PvP ones. And that's it. What's the worst that can happen? Because right now it's just a kill or be killed game, and it's like, if I'm gonna just PK people I might as well play Call of Duty or Battlefield.